Welcome to this update for what I want to do for theoretically the rest of the year. We'll call it a Halloween update for what I have planned for the channel. Now, what I won't have planned for the channel is getting a new webcam because, well, I don't do too many videos where you see my full face, so this very low quality webcam will be good enough for now. But yeah, I just want to, because we are entering one of my favorite months of all, October, and there's a lot of things I like to plan for October, and it does kind of did a bit a disruption, if you will, to my current schedule of things, but that's okay. I like to make changes on the fly, especially when it comes to Halloween, so always worth it. So I just wanted to give you an update of what my plans are moving forward. And so I was playing MechWarrior 5, and that's where I was doing a lot of my playthrough stuff for. But, MechWarrior is an interesting game, a fairly unique game in the fact that you can take a bit of a break and come back to it. Depending on where you take the break, it makes a little bit of sense. So what I will do now is just take a break currently from MechWarrior 5, not for a very long time, just for a short period of time, until Halloween's over with for the most part. And what I will do is, when I come back to MechWarrior, we'll do the Rise of Rassilog and the Dragon's Gambit and probably Shadow Kerensky. That'll be some of the main stuff we'll do, but that's going to come after Halloween. In the meantime, I'm going to try to move to my Halloween slate of games. And right now I've got 3 for sure that I got planned. And those 3 are, starting off, we're going to go a little old school and do Call of Cthulhu, Shadow of the Comet. And then after that, I'm going to try to do Call of Cthulhu, Prisoner of Ice. So both of these 2 very old-style adventure games from the early to mid-90s, which will be an interesting way, I think, to start off the Halloween season. And then I would like to go with another Castlevania game, because I really do like doing stuff like Castlevania games around Halloween. It's something I like to do. I haven't done Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, so I have the Castlevania Dominus Collection, as it's called, on Steam and pretty much every other platform out there. And so we'll go through Order of Ecclesia. And so those are the 3 games I'm going to be planning on playing through Halloween season. And I have a feeling the first 2 Call of Cthulhu games, I'll probably be able to get through those relatively quickly. At least that's the thought. But I don't know how much time I'm going to have to set aside for Order of Ecclesia, because those games can get to be fairly detailed, all things considered. But if I do somehow end up finishing those 3 before Halloween, I might throw in another spooky game here or there for the last week or so of the month. And then what I'll do after that is we'll jump back into MechWarrior 5 and finish off the story stuff that I had planned. Now, the next set of games, I'm just going to have a very, small list of games that I have planned for the rest of the year. And the next set of games is kind of interesting because playing through the Deus Ex games kind of got me thinking. I was like, you know what would be kind of cool? It'd be kind of cool to do kind of like a Dead Studio tour, as it were. And so, Deus Ex and Deus Ex Invisible War were both put out by Ion Storm. So I figured, why don't we just, put in some of those Ion Storm games and give them a try. See, how good or how bad they are. And, but, I'm still playing the Sonic games as well. So the next game I will play after completing MechWarrior 5 is Sonic Mania. Then after that, we're going to give the much maligned Daikatana a try, followed by Anachronix, which I think actually has a pretty decent reputation. But Daikatana is one of those games that really, how can I say this? Put John Romero's career on a bit of ice. I mean, he's tried to resurrect it since then, and he has, recovered from the Daikatana days, excuse me. But at the same time, is it really as bad as people say? I don't know. I've never played it. We're going to find out. Then after those 3 games, what I would try to finish off the year with is we're going to go back to the final Sonic game from the classic era that I haven't played yet, or the final platformer game from that era. So there's a ton of spin-offs, but that'll be Sonic Superstars, which is actually a fairly recent game, even more recent than Sonic Mania. And following up that, I'm going to try to go into a bit of a Zelda mindset, but I'm going to start off with a Zelda clone from the Genesis days by the name of Crusader Centy, which if you have the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass, then you can actually play Crusader Centy, which was a Genesis game and pretty much a Link to the Past ripoff. Clone. Maybe clone's a better word than ripoff. It's probably a really good game in its own right, and so I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'd like to give that a try. Then after that, I plan to finish out the year, or probably start the next year, depending on how long it takes me to get to it, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD on my Wii U. So that is my immediate roadmap for the next 9-ish, 10-ish games that I have planned. And now there is one more Ion Storm game that I would like to play, but that's going to be in the next set of games that I want to, get to. But it's there. I'm going to try to do it, but I kind of have this feeling that, they did a lot of first-person shooters for the most part, or games that use the first-person shooter engine, we'll put it that way, because I think Anachronox and Daikatana both use the Quake 2 engine. So we'll give those a shot, and then we'll have other things to get into. But like I said, just a very brief video to kind of detail what I have planned for the rest of the year. Always like Halloween, and depending on how quickly those 3 games go, I'll just try to squeeze some more games in there, depending on how much time we have left. But for lack of a better word, I do want to go ahead and wish you all a great Halloween season, because that's the season we're coming up on. It's one of my favorite seasons, and I look forward to playing through those games and experiencing them and sharing everything with you all. But for now, I'll just say thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.